podcast, Radio and Stuff. It's always a lovely time ukuthi sibe ndawonye. Welcome to a podcast, Radio and Stuff. Igama lami nguNtokozo Chapa. It's a beautiful day. Lights are on, camera is on, the microphone is on. It means we've got content galore for you.
And today we have a friend of the show, so we are very excited. Hello everyone, I'm Tobego Kuluse. Ntokozo sizokhuluma ipolitiki ke namhlanje.
Is it?
Sokhuluma ipolitiki namhlanje.
Yeah.
So into ngithokozisa ukuthi sikhuluma ipolitiki with a radio person. So kuyahambelana with podcast, Radio and Stuff. We have a good friend of ours, Nodube. My good sir.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I think I've really missed this place.
Thank you.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Kusho uphatheka kahle.
No, definitely. Isekhaya.
Siyabonga ukuzwa lokho mfethu.
Isekhaya.
Sikubona everywhere emsakazweni, TV. You've been busy.
Well, it's a good problem to have.
It's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, no. It's been quite a busy year. Took on a few more roles. Took on a role at SAFM on top of my Ukozi engagements.
Yes. The alternate breakfast.
Yes,
with Tundumiso and Khomotso, yes.
Yeah, and it's just shaping up to be quite something. I'm really enjoying my time with those.
Yeah.
They are crazy individuals, but highly intelligent. So the engagement on the show is quite insane.
Actually, ngizama ukusenda voice notes this past weekend when you were talking about Women's Day.
Yes.
Ngazama ukusenda voice notes, but yangadlala unfortunately. But I really enjoy you on SFM. Which one do you enjoy the most?
I can't say that.
Was that abangani bakho, the ultimate breakfast?
I enjoy both. I enjoy both, but differently.
Okay.
Because the output is different.
Yes.
But I think the intellectual rigor in terms of how we attack topics is almost the same. It's just that on SAFM obviously it should be deeper because it's more long form.
Yes.
Whereas on WNP suke sikha phezulu.
Yeah. But enye into mina engi-appreciate-ayo ngewoza nabangani bakho ukuthi uthola ithuba ukukhuluma nabantu ngolimi lesizulu ngezinto ezibalekile because these are things ekungafanele sibe blind to them as abantu, you understand? So sometimes mina kuye kungiphathe kabi mangixoxela nomuntu ngithola ukuthi izinto eziyi general knowledge akazilandeli. You might not be as deep as ungo, but at the end of the day you must understand what is happening around you. You understand? So
that was the whole concept actually. When I was approached by Ukozi, we need the show is doing very well commercially in terms of listenership and all of that, but we feel Uguti there's a certain level of depth lasfunugisa khona umlaleli wethu, just to add to a dimension here show. Uguti, we know it's a very fast-paced show, but you can slow it down for a few minutes just to make sure ukuthi umuntu bathola izinto abacabanga ukuthi abstract sile kude nabo kodwa iziba affectayo in their daily lives ke bathola ukuchazeleka nje ngolimi lwabo ngalezo zinto.
Iphele leyanto uyakhumbula ngekhathi sisakhula wena wawungekho kuleyo group ngiyazi ukuthi indaba kwi-TV beziphela immediately mase kuzongena ipart le ekhuluma ngezezimali yabo leyo part so abantu bazokuthi indaba seyiphelile mase ifika lapho ngoba ababuye basayibuka leyo part
ila besukuma khona umuntu
ayokhuluma nami leyo part
kungene ama leading stories mase kungena isports and that part vele yayihlezi iqushela ukuthi kuzoba yiyona esekugcineni mase kuvala iweather so abantu sebeyasukuma bozenzela into yabo bazobuya sekujabu sithole esesho iweather.
Yabona ke. And ifanele sishintshe indlela abantu abamnyama aba interact ngayo nolwazi. Ngoba ulwazi especially ulwazi lwansuku zonke lumgogodla wempilo zethu lumgogodla ukuthi inqumo empilweni zethu siyithatha kanjani.
Yeah. Yazi ukukhombisa ukuthi wenza umsebenzi omuhle kangakanani lapha ku Ukhozi FM ukuvumelana futhi nontokozo kuloko akushoyo. Uma my mom mayifuna ukungiprove ukuthi ngirong kangakanani. Uthi unqo akashongo njalo. But uthe nje. So ngizophikisana ngqo kanjani ke mina.
Actually, that's very humbling, and I do get more and more of those comments. Bengiqale ngingawakhola ukuthi oh mabethu nabo bayangilalela ngoba phela siyasuke sithi target the young ones ngale segment, but I'm getting more and more of ama comments afana nalawo, and it's very humbling ukuzwa ukuthi kanti nabantu abadala bayalalela khona futhi nabo abakutholayo ngoba egcineni ibona abaphethe amakhaya ethu.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
All right, asingeneni kuloku ke esikuzele namhlanje. So mangabe khona umngani sicina sesikhuluma ngezinto eziningi. But today we just got a few topics that we want to talk about. But first of all, asike sikhulume nge-movement enkulu eSouth Africa. Kade ngisentuzuma khona la bengikade ngiyekhona siyobamba inyama esithebeni. And abantu bengihleli nabo, they were very excited to see me because they know that I have a very good relationship with uleader we March and March uJacinta. So kwabekwa usuku la ngomhla ka-30 June as usuku lapho khona elwalumnqamla juqu for ukuthi every undocumented foreign national of South Africa kuzofanele asishiye ngokuthula ezweni lethu. Now usufikile umhla ka-30, it has come and gone, and the truth is sibabonile abanye abafowethu begibela emabhasini behamba kodwa futhi bakhona esisahleli nabo. And now, you know, a lot of things are unfolding, you know, njengamanje we have seen ukushayisana futhi khona kwi-March and March kubantu kade sibabona bekwi forefront yayo. I am one of those people who were asking myself ukuthi what's the end game here? Are we going to see uJacinta mhlambe sevela ubuso bakhe kwenye political party? I was asking myself all of those questions, but umhla ka-30 has come and gone. From the angle yakho as uNcodube, what could be the possible future? Where are they going now? Because umhla ka-30 usufikile wadlula, which was one thing sonke sasibhekile ukuthi kuzokwenzakalani after umhla ka-30. Yabo, sufikile wadlula, so now sonke siyayibuza ukuthi what's the next thing from here?
Look, what I think in the deadline leyo mhla ka-30, I think it was an unfortunate and a strategic blunder to set a deadline on something you have no control over in terms of whether ya-achieveka noma ya-achieve again. Ngoba umingasenzeki, at a certain level you will lose credibility. There will be conflict. Njoba sibonile what we thought was the leadership here March and March, sabona sekune conflict. Izinto njengaleyana, I hope movement going forward is taken stock and bathatha nama lessons kuyona. Ukuthi you don't set an unattainable deadline, especially in 2018 udaba all serious njalo immigration. It's a very emotive subject that divides abantu phakathi nendawo, and you always need to be strategic ukuthi ul approach kanjani. When it comes to the leadership tussles that we saw, I think it's a result of and this is my personal view. It's a result of external interference that is designed ukuyikripplisha movement, and it's something we've seen with political space. This is how our political actors operate. We saw it with the formation year COPE, how it was destabilized internally from the inside. We saw it being tried with the EFF. Recently, we've seen it with the MKP. A lot of our problems are with MKP, yes, are ingrown, but there's also an external interference to try and destabilize the party. And Imagine March, unfortunately, because of the threat enayo kwi-establishment or ama-views establishment, it had to be destabilized. And as a result, sabona leya tussle ye-leadership ukuphuma kongizwe, umsindo nophakela and all those things. And I'm not saying ukuthi the bonke, including Jacinta, they are totally innocent of how it played out. But there is isandla sesithathu esixovile leyato.
I'm interested because ushilo ukuthi i-issue ye migration and immigration is quite emotive, you know. Abantu ababi neutral when we talk about these issues, and baningi abantu who are in support of Imagine March, and bakhona futhi noma baningi abantu who are against. So bantu ba divided, South Africans. What are your views about the whole movement? Maybe not even movement, Imagine March per se, but inkulumo nje leyenzakalayo ukuthi abahambe, be it Imagine March njalo, be it idudule njalo, o unginsizwa nomnsizwa bayo ungizwe. What are your thoughts around that?
My personal opinion on abahambe, I'm not in support. I wrote a piece beginning of 2005 where I cautioned society against scapegoating immigrants for our problems, because we have very deep-seated problems. So izinto abantu abakhala ngazo kule issue ya immigrations akufanele siyithathe kancane, because those are valid issues that people are raising about jobs, about security, about porous borders and all those things. Those are valid problems, but they are not caused by immigrants. They are caused by our own government inefficiencies, corruption, maladministration, and they are caused by Tina public participating. Because for an immigrant to get falsified papers, for an immigrant to jump over a border yethu, etc., it requires South Africans to play a role in allowing that to happen and profiting from that. Issue unemployment, the preference of immigrants by some employers over South Africans. It's not an issue that we can isingayithwesa wona ama-immigrants. They are not a cause yaleyo nto. In fact, kwawona ama-victims kuleyo scenario, because employers choose to employ immigrants because they can abuse them. They can pay them lower salaries. They can hire them without adhering to all the employment laws, labor laws of the country. They can dismiss them whenever they want. So immigrants in that scenario are victims njengathi who are being cut out of the labor market because employers prefer ama-immigrants. So it's kubalulekile ukuthi lezi zinto njalo siyibuke ngaleyo nto ukuthi singabuki i-problem ephambi kwethu. Yes, i-problem esiyibonayo emalokishini ey'ndaweni zasemakhaya, ama-immigrants running shops, taking jobs, iyona nto ephambi kwethu leyo. But we must always ask ourselves, what is the cause? Because only then will we be able to solve the issue itself. Mangabe sithi abahambe, it doesn't solve any of our problems. We can chase out. There's an estimate. There's about 3 to 5 million illegal immigrants in South Africa. We can wake up tomorrow and chase all of them out. The following day, most of the problems is caused by bona azobe sakhona.
Sure.
So bona by symptom. Yama problems, they are not a cause yama problems. Ukuze solve lama problems kahle siqala kuma borders, because we need to know ukuthi ubani South Africa uzokwenzani. They need to be documented. We need to know ukuthi ukephi at any given time wenzani. what value are they adding kwi-economy yethu, and so on and so forth. Nalapho ngeke siblame ama foreigners for that. Ithina esingawapolice ama-borders ethu, ithina esithatha intshontsho ukuthi bathole amaphepha omgunyathi and so on and so forth. So kubalekile ukuthi singabuki problem itself, kodwa ukuze sikwazi ukuyisolve asibuke ukuthi icauswa yini i-problem.
Yeah, but leaders of the movements, even including March and March, they will tell you ukuthi they've taken the fight to government. They've marched to government. They've submitted memorandums. They've asked for meetings with different ministers. And if they are not getting the response, what else are they meant to do? And also, the illegal immigrants South Africa are corn. As much as they are not the cause, but they are also not right by being here undocumented. So therefore we can't say, or can we say, balungile? It's like another example that I can make. Isigebengu esenza ubugebengu siyantshontsha whatever sikwenzayo. Uma ngabe sintshontsha ugovernment nawe uyayidlala indawo yakho ukuthi kwenzeke lobo bugebengu. Kodwa ngeke sisho sithi hayi asisiyeke lesa sigebengu asitile no government wethu. Ngoba ugovernment ekumele ngabe wenza sure ukuthi ubugebengu abenzeke eSouth Africa. Am I being fair in what I'm comparing, and does it make sense, or are we being fair in Mabe City akutile no government ayeko ama undocumented
I don't think the argument is that our undocumented immigrants. That's not the argument. The argument is our focus on undocumented immigrants does not solve our problem.
Okay.
So we need to go to a source problem. If we solve it in a sustainable manner, in a long-lasting manner, unless all we are playing is we playing talking points, we playing politics, we want the hype without actually solving the problem. Because, like I made an example, we can send all of them, round them up, send all of them out of the country today. Tomorrow they'll be back. Because we haven't solved the issue, which is our porous borders, which is the economic and security and social stability emazwenabo. Because you also find abantu abaningi be complain ukuthi what are we doing kwamanye amazwe singenaphi sibe sineyinkinga la eSouth Africa, forgetting ukuthi inkinga ezenzeka especially emazweni awo makhelwane bethu yizo ezenza ukuthi babalekele la eSouth Africa.
Yeah.
Enye into futhi that I always criticize is ukukhuluma ngabantu aba undocumented as if bonke bayigebengu. Yes, they are here illegally, but a majority of them are here running away from poverty, running away from war, running away from persecution and so on and so forth. And umuntu ngeke umblame ngokuthola intuba yokungena ukuze athola amathuba angcono. Ithini ofanele sivale leyo ntuba ukuze sikwazi ukucontrol ukuthi uba ongena uba ongangena. Umuntu ofuna it's a world phenomenon in immigration. People will always migrate towards better opportunities. They will always migrate away from instability, from poverty. It's a world phenomenon. We are not unique as South Africans ngokuba naleyo burden leyo.
Sure.
Every progressive country ithola inaleyo nkinga because it's a natural phenomenon. People migrate towards opportunities. So it's the country itself that needs to make sure ukuthi kungenwa kanjani ezweni la thina sikwenzi lokho. Mase besixake ngaphakathi sesifuna ukubadudula kabuhlungu kodwa badudula sina plan. Ngoba masibakhipha namhlanje kusasa bazobe besabuyile ngoba iSouth Africa yona nama opportunities angcono kuneZimbabwe, yona nama opportunities angcono kuneNigeria. Cabanga iNigeria kude kanjani kodwa bakwazi ukuthi baze bafikela. That should tell you ukuthi inkinga there is a push and pull in terms of immigration yabantu, and it's very important to go to the source of the problem and nip it from there if you are going to have a sustainable solution.
Now, with everything that we have said, looking at uhulumeni wase South Africa, because the topic of immigration in South Africa ayintsha, it did not start now. Indala kakhulu. and there's always been hlale kube nomsindo upulwe
Yebo.
uphinde kube nomsindo phinde upulwe but namanje futhi it's becoming calmer according to my view but the question is are we seeing a political will from our leaders siyayibona yini after sekwenzekala nomsindo yokuthi siyayibona ni political will ukuthi they want to invest time energy and thinking into fixing this problem or noma siyabhula mase siqhubeka with our daily lives
It's unfortunately how the current government has been managing this country for the past 30 years. There is no foresight, there is no strategic thinking set agenda ye future. Bas uhulumeni wethu usebenza ukubhula imlilo phela try and pepper over ama situations calm situations down and move on to the next problem ukubhula umlilo. There is no foresight at all indaba ye immigration from 25 years ago it was already becoming an issue ukuthi we have people have uncontrolled access to the country. Not just ngokujomba imingcele kuphela but also in terms of how they abuse the refugee system and all of those things but there hasn't been any legislative reform of much consequence that has tried to ukushintsha isimo. So I would say with confidence there is no political will and there's no plan. Whatever we're seeing now is reactive actions that are caused by pressure at Dalwe much and much movement. But even there are no long-term sustainable solutions. All they want is ikam lo khuluma ngayo ukuthi njoba sesibone ngazuthi sekuthi ukuthula. That's all they want and they move on without going deeper into how do we solve this problem for 5, 10, 20 years down the line. They're not going to come with those solutions, which is why I always say these kind of movements must and should be directed at government and put maximum pressure at government because that's where our solutions will come from. Without that, siyayidlalela nje. Singathi abahambe every day bazobuya if uhulumeni ngashintshi indlela enza ngayo izinto.
Yeah, last question from myself on this one. So now you spoke to government and if actually I think I'm following up kumbuzo kaNtokozo. Uma ngabe mina once what I've said before in one of our recordings is my problem with the government, the way that they've been managing this is the divide and rule. And also the way that you can there are leaders, especially much and much, that will not be spoken to. There is a proper sit down to say this is how we can resolve the issue. And I think that is part of the problem. The fact that umongameli can choose ukuthi uzohlangana noNgizwe noPhakela uMthakathi kodwa uJacinta angeke abe kuleyo meeting. Ukusho ukuthi khona bambona eyinkinga kakhulu kunabanye laba bazokwazi ukuxoxeka nabo kodwa lo hayi ikhani ngathi kushisa kakhulu kulo so ngeke simmeme. That was my interpretation of how it happened. So do you think that's also the problem ukuthi ugovernment khona abantu esebethe laba bayinkinga we are not willing to talk to them? But fact is these people have influence. That's one, my problem. Two, is there anything that leaders of these movements, for instance, Much and Much, that they could have done to communicate with the government better? Indlela nabenze ngayo njengamanje sebekwenze konke yini ekutheni sengaze result ukuthiwe abahambe ngandlela sekwenziwe ngayo.
Yeah. I think government and the ANC as a political party has not they've not been receptive kahle, especially towards Jacinta. She's seen as a threat. She's seen as, and I don't know where they got that from, but she's seen as someone who has political ambition. She's seen as someone who is uncontrollable. And generally as a threat. from a political perspective. One also would understand where the ANC is coming from that, and the ANC as they are back against the wall politically, in the general sense is when. So izinto enjengalezi zibambulizing. So they would want to make sure ukuthi umuntu bayam discredita, and we've seen a lot of that. Ukuthi instead of dealing with izinto, I might disagree with the way March and March raises ama issues, but those issues are valid issues, and government needs to take them seriously, and they need to engage with umuntu raiser la issues. They do not have to agree with the way our raiser ngayo okwabo engage, and I don't think they've engaged March and March ngendlela efanele. There's also a narrative that's been peddled from certain quarters, especially ama NGOs, that government has bought into. And I say they are narratives because most of them are not grounded in fact, that Jacinta is funded by Israel, etc., etc.
I actually think that's laughable, to be honest.
They're not grounded in facts, but you see ama supporters, ama political parties athile hyping up those talking points. So we are born ukuthi izinto that they've bought into. It's dangerous for them because they've seen ukuthi a lot of people identify with izinto erezwa March and March. Do not need to agree. Like I said, I do not agree with indlela aba approach ngayo problem, but I agree with there is a problem.
Sure.
And it needs to be looked at. And government should be able to then also, because nabo bayazi ukuthi kunenkinga. Maybe inkinga yabo ukuthi isiraiswa omunye umuntu futhi uyiraisa ngendlela popular, ngendlela ene buy-in ye society. Because we've seen ukuthi there is a huge buy-in in society. That alone then becomes a threat to government ukuthi labantu bangasimisa kabi. Maybe paranoia, buying into a narrative yokuthi there is some political ambitions which then caused why she was cut out and others were invited into a crucial meeting ekubeni kuyena leader. Because government has bought into those narratives. So she's uncontrollable, she has political motives, etc. Isn't grounded on any facts. But we are born with women and the ruling party have bought into that, and it's going to come back to bite them in their backs.
And the second part of my question, in terms of what the leaders could have done better to engage government, to persuade government to take this thing serious.
That's a difficult one for me. The one thing I would be critical of is that I found a movement not being careful enough, and which then puts government in a very tight spot in terms of external relations, foreign relations, where kunento engeke siyiphike ukuthi kunenhlese ethile yabanye xenophobia. And I would have wanted my leaders a movement which whenever that rears its head, they talk strongly against it. We are not against foreigners. We are against undocumented foreigners, and make that a mantra ukuthi bayirepeat njalo, so that nabantu abaspinayo lento against the movement bangayitholi leyo chance. And I felt ukuthi ama leaders of movement didn't do enough. In fact, sometimes they partook in some of the things that could be seen as tribalist and xenophobic. They were at Gukompo at one point singing a very unpalatable song. It was very unfortunate that they partook in that, because it then entrenched the perception that they are just a xenophobic movement. They are not just about undocumented foreigners. And it was unfair, and I felt good they could have done better, because then it puts government in a very tight spot in how they manage external perceptions, how they manage relations with other African countries.
So, on a very light note, my last question on this one. So, when this movement started, many people actually thought Jacinta unama political ambitions. Some political parties started coming closer to her we saw that
Yes.
some political parties esondela kuyena ngokuhlukahlukana kwawo, and I was one of those who honestly was convinced in the head because okay, maybe she's going to be a mayoral candidate for one of the political parties here in eThekwini, but simbona elibele mile engazi align with any political party, and you know, so do you think is this a wise move for her? Noma ekufanele athi I know angene nginabo abantu behind me.
If she did have political ambitions, this would have been her time.
Okay.
But instead, she seems to have gone the opposite direction. They've just launched another civic organization that's geared to litigate for ama interest abantu abamnyama. That's the opposite direction to politics. So I'm convinced ukuthi akanawo ama political ambitions. A lesser person, hey, ubongamdakwa le popularity. So I must give it to her. Definitely stronger than me.
What do you think about the AfriForum yabantu abamnyama? Because basically, what's the name of the organization, the civic movement? Okay, we'll double check it. We'll double check it. But what do you think of that? AfriForum yabantu
No, definitely. There's a huge gap for that, and I was very happy. I think I even gave her a call to say this I can support. Because I think there's a huge gap. If you look at other race groups, there's always one or the other interest group looking after their interests.
Yes.
But the majority of Abantu ezweni, which are black people, are always left hanging, and we always have to depend on government.
Yes.
When we have so much resources, both human, financial, etc., that could be looking at our interest, especially of the most vulnerable in our society. So really, I love the idea of a forum like that that's going to litigate on behalf of our interest, abantu abamnyama, and it's definitely something I can support.
Cool. I think let's move on and talk MK part. That's okay, fantastic. Bipha.
Hayi go impela.
Bipha. Wenzakalani lapha ya MK part? I think I'll just ask it as an open-ended question ngoba kuningi okwenzakalayo. We saw Dr. John Hlophe akasayini deputy president. We saw Duduzane Zuma. He is now the first deputy president. They are just a mongameli who created structure. I can't remember.
A few weeks later, disbanded.
Saphela leso structure. So there's what we see as instability. Kodwa ke uma ngabe MK party chaza ithi ayakona instability lokho into ejwayelekile nje kwi political party neminyaka emibili.
Yeah. One thing abantu abagxeka iMK party ngayo eyokuthi ayingani kuma elections. And I still say, I said it the last time, there's no need to rush into our elections.
Is it like conference?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. What is lacking though MKP is stability that abantu abafuna ukusibona ukuze babe nethemba. Remember ukuthi abantu into yokuqala ofanele babe nayo ukuze bacaste ivote yithemba. 2024 batshengisa abantu ukuthi bayithemba MKP ingabekanga lutho etafuleni.
Yes.
Lokho kwa surprise abantu abaningi. After that yaqala, and this is my personal view, ukuthi yaqala attract a lot of political entrepreneurs. Ngoba sebebonile ukuthi ayibo ubaba uyayenza iyenzeka ngempela lento. Attracted a lot of political entrepreneurs asebefike bawuzamazamisa umshini because now they're jostling for positions, they're jostling for positioning going to ama elections alandelayo and so on. And I think it's caused a lot of instability. ngaphakathi kwi-MKP. And I'm not discounting the possibility of an external stabilizing force as well, because we know that always happens with political parties, especially political parties that are in direct contestation with the ruling party, where you'll find even government resources will be deployed to destabilize that political party. So I think it's a combination of that. Internal stability caused by jostling for positions, and a second one, an external one. But my biggest issue with MKP is its reliance on an aging Jacob Zuma. We cannot, in the 21st century democratic society, have a political party that is so blatantly controlled by one man. Omunye uzo-arguisha athi ikhona nje UDM, ikhona EFF. Bakhona, and we know their leaders wield enormous power within those political parties. But there are still structures that supposedly keep them in check.
Sure.
And in the MKP, it's done so blatantly that only Jacob Zuma will make decisions. I think even if you read ama press release, they will say the president has proclaimed.
Yes.
Leyo nto, if you are a Democrat, kwi society that you envision for South Africa, fanele ikuthuse. Kufanele nje ikuthuse, because that's regression. Sibuyele emuva. Akufanele nje in this day and age engabe sisane political party ephethwe ngaleyo ndlela. Enye izinto ezokwenza abantu bagcine bengayithembi. Jacob Zuma is a wise man, is a political genius. That can never be taken from him. But he's one man. Ekugcineni, he is one man. And a political party that attracted a vote about 1.57 cannot be beholden to one man.
Yo, but everything that we have just said, ngihlezi ngicabanga kunethemo oyisebenzisile yama political entrepreneurs. Ngiyaqala ukuyithola. But mina ngiye ngibabize ngama career politicians.
Yes.
Ngiye ngithi futhi ipolitiki ehambisana nama self-serving interest. And some of the people esibabona be at the helm of the MKP are people esibazi.
Yeah.
And I've been asking myself questions ukuthi, is there anything new that they will be able to offer us? So you're not questioning mina engihlezi nginayo ukuthi khona yini into entsha esizokwazi ukuyithola, because siyamazi lo. Uyabo. So that's where I'm always battling. Yep.
Awukho wedwa lapho. Sibaningi. Ukubona umuntu oshiye namhlanje kwi ruling party esekwi MKP esequestiona izinto ezenzeka eThekwini Metro. Kodwa yena uqobo
kade ku decision making.
Yeah. Iminyaka. Inkinga leyo nto ngoba itshengisa ukuthi abasithathe kangana serious.
Yes, so that's where my mind always battles.
Yeah. MK party in an opportunity to reinvent itself and distance itself from grievance politics ANC ukuthi asingababuki kuphela as the walking wounded abaxoshwe izinto ezibaxoshile kwi-ANC and then just banded together around ubaba. It needs to have a character ezosinikeza ithemba lalento eshow ukuthi yini ehlukile abazosinika yona abangakwazanga ukusinika yona besemandleni. Yini entsha abazosinika yona. And I've asked that question even of former president Jacob Zuma himself ukuthi this was once the most powerful man in Africa. yini azokwazi ukuyenza manje angakwazanga ukuyenza ngaleso sikhathi yini esishintshile manje ezokwenza ukuthi lezinto ezamhlula akwazi ukuzenza manje kufanele sigade kakhulu nge concept ya political science ye populism. It's entrenched in South African politics, populism, and MK party is playing in that space where you find leaders that will tell you noma yini ofuna ukuyizwa. Abazokutshela izinto uthi unama grievance are complex as a society, bakutshele ama solutions are simple as if izinto izosolveka kanje. Izinto MKP ofanele iqhelelanise nazo because abantu abaningi abafika kuyona beqhamuka ku-ANC baqhamuka with those populist tendencies ukuthi sizosolve 1 2 3 without going deeper ukuthi wawukhozwe yini lo 1 2 3 babe iphathi yenkinga eyakhoza lo 1 2 3 now. So they have a lot of work to do in that regard ukunikeza ama voters ihope yaleyo nto ukuthi yini abakuzokwazi ukuyenza manje abangakwazanga ukuyenza ekuqaleni, especially manje kiwa kuma local elections ngoba uyabona ukuthi khona if ubuka eThekwini ubuka eMsunduzi Mkungudlovu quite a few umasipala la ubona khona ukuthi MKP is geared even if they don't get majority but they're going to get the most seats.
Is there something wrong with my mind if ngithi mina downfall MK might just be brought about by some of the leaders that they are attracting?
There's nothing wrong with your mind. That's a very no. It's a possibility.
Nibe psychologist. No.
It's a huge possibility, but a new and growing political party does not have the luxury yokubasefa abantu. They are at a stage la kufanele ba attract kwasana
by nets.
Yes. But kufanele ba build institutional safeguards ngaphakathi okuyiwo ke azophinda basefe out labantu. And the MKP is lacking in those because of the inconsistencies, the instability esibonayo kwi-party. There's no institutional memory that's being built. There's no institutional safeguards esiwabonayo. You touched kancane about ama structures ayabuildwa 2 weeks later ayadissolve awazi kwenzakalana. Leyo nto ilahlisa abantu ithemba ke ngoba ayikho into ezobasefa labantu abangekho clean aba attractwa success yayi political party.
You know, I'm thinking about the former first deputy president of the MKP. Ingqondo yami as a layman and how we speak as lay people, sihlezi sizosympathize with former judge president John Hlophe.
Yeah.
And feel ukuthi impeachment yakhe in a way you had to do with ukhonza kwakho umsholozi. We know the story. Sesithembeni. So we know that popular line. Sesithembeni nake madoda. And he says it's that line that got him in trouble. Has the MK been kind to him?
Unfortunately, in politics, especially when you represent abantu, we can't be emotional ngezinto. If a political party yakhe ifila ukuthi akasasave ngendlela abafuna save ngayo kwi-position ethile, they should be able to remove him regardless of what we feel he has lost, and the man has lost a lot, simply ngalabo line. But what he lost and labo line abasho sesithembeni into isuka ngaphakathi kuyena, and it's him who needs to take responsibility for that. We might feel the way we do, but politics ayiphathwa ngama emotions, and I kubhlungu kunjalo. I commend MKP ngokwazi ukuthatha leyo decision if sebefila ukuthi akasayiserve into abamfunela yona kuleyo position.
No, follow up. Maybe I'll follow up on Ogusho Manje before follow up on Ogusho earlier. But is that not precisely the problem young guy with conference? Ngoba ukube MK party iye kwi conference. Ngabe ino deputy president for 5 years whatever the constitution ye MK party ngabe ya issue. Kodwa ngoba uya appoint wonke ama position ya appoint OSG ngicabanga ukuthi ba u7-8 esibe nabo njengamanje u chairperson nebesithanda ukuhlala isikhathi eside uNhleko naye akasekho ama changes enzeka nje very often akho kuyona inkinga leyo edala ukuthi kube nale instability ukuthi abantu bayakhonjwa.
It could be part of a problem, but going to conference without building proper structures, without building proper institutional safeguards, will be way worse, because it could just split the and collapse the party. With the constituent. Contest.
Contestation.
Contestation.
Okay.
Because uncontrolled contestation is very destructive. For people to contest freely in a democratic party, you need to have a lot of safeguards, democratic regulations. You need to have an institutionalized political party in wonke aba safeguards adingakalayo ngoba abantu can be ruthless in politics. Maybe contester bangabe even a regard with the political party itself ngoba befuna lento abayifuna. So I do agree with you to a certain extent ukuthi it's part of the problem, but the converse part would be way worse and could destroy the party immediately. I-problem engiyibonayo abayenzayo ukuthi phela ngekathi udelaya ukuya kwi-conference usuke uyinika ithuba lokwakha ama-structures okubuilda institutional capacity within a political party. Angaboni any evidence ukuthi MKP iyakwenza lokho, so I'd be critical of them in that sense ukuthi phela you delay conference because you're building, and I haven't seen anything being built so far.
I've heard leaders saying it's delayed. Some leaders of the MK party, but ngayengamuzu umongameli wayo ethi akayifuni conference.
Noise on record.
Akayifuni conference. So angenza ukuthi ayidelay mhlawumbe angeke ibe khona because something that is delayed, it will happen at some stage. So just to follow up on what you said about ukuthi umongameli uNcamalala yini angayenza manje ahluleka ukuyenza before nabo bonke lama leaders asuka kwi-ANC aya kwi-MK party. Uma ngabe be-arguisha bathi kwi-ANC babevinjwe ama-processes akwi-ANC nendlela izinto ezenziwa ngayo kwi-ANC, khona beze benze isibonelo se-speech uNcamalala asenza eParliamente ekhuluma ngokuthi nge-expropriation of land, ukuthi bona ne-EFF abahlangane as black political parties uvotela ukuthi umhlaba u-expropriate without compensation, and the ANC did not support that after uNcamalala ebena leso speech esawumongameli. So bakwenza lokho as an example ukuthi zikhona inqumo eziradical ayefuna ukuyithatha njengomongameli, kodwa indlela yokwenza kwi-ANC yamvimba.
Kanti ANC ubani? Ngoba i-ANC phela yakhiwe ama leaders ne membership yawo. uNcamalala ngesikhathi ephethe uKhongolose ihlandla lesilokuqala no half ihlandla lesibili why command the majority kwi-NEC, the highest decision making body African National Congress, and by virtue of him winning a conference twice, that means why I hold the majority now the conference, which is made up of branch members of the ANC. Ukuthi noma ngabe into yayimhlule kwi-NEC wayengayibeke ithebenze enkantolo ayinqobe
Sure.
uma efuna ukuyinqoba kucasha ngesithupha nje ukuthi abantu bavinjwa ama processes eANC ngoba phela loyo suke ephethe iANC uyo suke ephethe ama processes eANC ngaleso sikhathi uwaphatha ngani ngokuhold imajority kwiNEC ngokuhold imajority kwiNWC welqala kwiNWC kwiNEC kanjalo na kwiconference. That's how you effect change.
Sure. Okay, I think the last question from me on this one. I've got two. Okay, I wanted to ask the last one, but let me ask this one. Ukufakwa kuka Duduzane eyingane kamongameli ukuthi abe uDeputy President weMK Party vele bekuvele kukhona inkulumo ukuthi it's a family stokvel. So lokho akwenzi yini laba bebethi vele istokfela somndeni lesi ukuthi babone basho ngempela ukuthi uyabona ke nangu usechoose ingane yakhe yifa lomndeni wakaZuma leli.
Yeah, no, it definitely does perpetuate that kind of thinking. I personally was very critical of the decision. I think the young man has got a lot of potential. We've seen highlights of him here and there, but we haven't seen him really. So all we can say now is that he has potential, and for a position as high as Deputy President over amakhanda abantu abaningi esibaziyo abanamagalelo kwipolitiki, it's questionable. But iMKP ingakwenza kuyisebenzele ukuba khona kwakhe. Why do I say that? I saw him at a business conference in Drakensberg a few days ago. That gave me another sense. Oh, maybe this is the play. That we put in someone, and it's a good thing for MKP. They acknowledge the relationship yabo with business is very fraught. Business was at the forefront of Jacob Zuma being removed as president of the country. So they have a very locosa with the business. So is a very business-friendly face. You saw how he charmed business leaders and business media at that conference. So that gave me a thought, this could be the play. Have someone with a business-friendly face that they can put into those spaces who will be able to then propagate our position at MKP. Not just propagate our position now, but make MKP a bit more friendly towards business. And if that's done properly, it can work.
Mina ngibonile but ukungiqhamelile lapha thatha amandla. Oh shit. Just in case you didn't see, that was Duduzane Zuma.
Hey, I'm a model C. So that gave me another perspective.
Sure.
Ngihlale ngihleka abantu mebethi hey ubaba udlala ichess, and I saw a glimpse yaleyo chess ngalo.
Asikhulume nge-chess. Actually, I wanted to ask that was my last question. I-chess. Le instability ekwi-MK Party mina ngiyibona njenge-instability. What is the real reason? What is the cause? The core reason, the root cause. Ukhulume root cause earlier on. What is the root cause of this problem? Because every time I think about it, I give my conclusions ahlukahlukene. At some stage, I say it says a lot about leadership style. At some stage, I'm like, I say we old age. That can't be, you know. So is it old age? Is it leadership style? Or there's something else? Is that MKP?
My view is the leadership style kaNgamalala, and the king is khulume ngayo ekuqaleni ukuthi all yonke power concentrated ezandleni zakhe, which means leadership style yakhe iyo ezoba more dominant kwi-character ye-party, whereas kube kune structure kuyiso esithatha ama-decisions. Leadership style ye-leader ayibi that dominant ngoba ilukhuzwa abanye abantu etafuleni. It's exactly the way he managed government. uNgamalala umuntu omdala ngifuna ukuthi there is a level of paranoia in a negative sense, but ngizosho ukuthi paranoia, but not in a negative sense, in the sense that umuntu oqhamuka kulezi zinto zo intelligence. So how he leads from that perspective. So that's why ngithi paranoia, because you know how intelligence is ruled by paranoia. Ayikho into oyibona njenge coincidence laphana. Wabona into kabili nje sekhonte khona. Sifanele ubahlukanise labantu. Yebo, awudingi evidence futhi. Wabona nje izinto ishayisana kabili. There's no coincidence kwilokhu za intelligence. Into eyenzeka kabili nje iyinhloso. Sekhona into ofanele ayenze lapho. That's even how we manage the country, from a lens intelligence, whether it's genuine or it's a ruse ukuthi this is how I manage in order for ukuthi abantu bahlale bengathembani nabo. Because uphatha kanjalo kufanele kuhlale kukhona ungathembani, kufanele uhlale wazi ukuthi uhleli ngesinqe sodwa ubaba ngenza noma yini. And that's not conducive to stability separty and decrease or impact ne growth party. Ekubeni from what we saw in 2024 besilindele likhulu for this year, but they're not going to attain the same trajectory simply because of this kind of stability.
Sure. That was my last question on that one.
But khona i-politician yathi ama-voters ayasurprisana, eh?
Yes. No.
Yeah, so
we've learned a lesson yalokho.
Yes, eh?
In fact, I was at DUT today lecturing on identity politics.
Okay.
And my case study was on the MKP. And I was telling my students exactly what you're saying. Identity politics, kungathiwa abantu bavotela MKP because of traditionalist sentiments or ethnicity or anything. But into MKP yasifundisa yona ukuthi these things are unpredictable.
That's true.
Disgalindela noma yini.
That's true.
Exactly what you're saying. Exactly. That's what I was telling our students today.
Let's move to I think they are the oldest liberation movement in South Africa. ANC.
In Africa,
yeah.
The ANC. Angibuze nje umbuzo nje wokuqala very oqondile. We are a couple of months away from the local government elections. Is the center holding in the ANC?
Sure. Look, with the president, ebuyelwe inkinga lezi phalaphala. You can see ukuthi is a bit fuzzled because these are serious issues now our face, which means Luthuli House is left ezandleni zika Comrade Vutha. Comrade Vutha uyaziwa ke ngokungabi nozinzo.
So that is the SG. Fikile Mbalula. Okay.
I think I wouldn't say the center is not holding, but I would say that the ship is not steady.
Yeah.
As it should going into the Lama elections. Uma ubuka nje iJoburg is our flagship metro. Look at how unsure they are. Ukuthi i-campaign izohamba kanjani eJoburg, who would be the candidate. They're playing on ukubuyisa abantu abafana no Frank Chikane. Kodwa khona ubani kambelo seso deputy mayor Loyiso Masuku. You think as original chair, she's a shoe-in, she's a woman. So I'm just using iJoburg as an example of how unstable the ANC seems to be going into ama elections. Ukuthi there are serious problems. And bazobhincela nxanye if they don't get their act together very quickly. And it starts with choosing the right candidates. even before you shape i-campaign yakho and nama-talking points e-campaign nani. Already opposition parties have shown them ukuthi ba-bold kangakanani in selecting ama-candidates abo, and sekusele kubona ukuthi benza njani. Amanye amehlo azobheka kakhulu eThekwini. Ubaba uNonkosi has steadied the ship eThekwini, but as we know, kuma-regional structures akanayo i-political akawildi political uconvener uNyawose speaker kumasipala, ucoordinator labaleka igama Sabela.
Uthando Xolo Sabela. Yeah, Uthando Xolo Sabela, yeah.
Leyo two ba consolidate power. Mancane amathuba ukuthi uNonkosi njengoba benza umsebenzi omuhle kangaka eThekwini ukuthi abe candidate. I could be wrong, but my reading of the situation ukuthi mancane amathuba okuzobhekisa phansi izinto eThekwini. i-MKP besibadla behlaza kanti uma ubuka ama-polls are recent, ANC seems to have regrouped eThekwini. So I'm just contrasting iThekwini neGoli ukuthi there's stability la eThekwini ababukeka bezoyimosha. There's instability in Joburg which they are going to make worse. Just by considering abantu abadala abafana no Frank Chikane, when people want change, iyatshengisa ukuthi iLuthuli House isandla asiqinile kahle, and iyatshengisa ukuthi ifocus kumongameli ayikho kahle, uphazamisekile.
I watched an interview Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma with Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi.
Yes.
And there are certain things azikhulumile laphayana, angimquote but nje ungena kwinto ayikhulumile, ukhulume ngokusetshenziswa kwemali kwi-ANC kuma conferences and ukuthi kusezingeni eliphezulu kangakanani, and she even cited amagama abantu. And after that ngibone enye clip ese responder SG to this. At this point, we are now in the month of August. You know, what is this doing to the ANC for ukubona you know, kulibele kuqhamuka izinto ezikanje, and kulibele kufanele kudefendiwe kwi-media. Yes.
Just to firm up people in the Ntokozo, they are actually even threatening to take each other to court.
Yes.
Lamula minister, Lamula, bathatha umama bamise court.
Yeah.
I think bayaganga ngalama threats abo, but wabona ama press release abo, they were very vicious, which means uMama Dlamini Zuma touched the nerve. We can pretend engathi mhlambe lento ayikhuluma yasiyazi, sonke siyayazi, nabo bayayazi.
Uyasifaka nathi.
Thina sabantu abayibuzela imibuzo mfethu, so asazi lutho yabo, ingakho ufuna ukubuza kuwena yabo, sifuna ukwazi kahle yabo. ANC
is in denial with indlela ehandlisha ngayo ama-internal elections. It's been very clear for a very long time, futhi ukuthi money plays a huge role, but they want to pretend as if abayazi leyo nto, beyazi kahle, and it's not serving the movement, it's not serving them as leaders leyo nto, ngoba kuyohlale kukhona ozoba nemali eningi kunomunye. Into funa ngabe bayayitacklisha le by coming up with ama-regulations ukuthi campaignwa kanjani and so on and so forth, instead of lento yokuncofana kungena sidingo. Umama siyazi, she has a grievance against the current leadership, not only from indlela aluza ngayo ama-elections, but indlela abona ukuthi uphatheke ngayo after decide uvota against i-party mandate. There was a 3-line whip ngesikhathi kuvotelwa iphalaphala ngo-2022 which she defied.
But history has vindicated her.
Yes, no. History has vindicated her, but abamphathanga kahle. Because ma defy three-line whip, usuke expecta ukuthi uzodiscipline, because a three-line whip, eParliament kunama whip mangabe kuyovota. There's a one-line whip la uvumeleke khona ukuchoose ukuthi uyavota against noma uvota. A two-line whip is a bit more stricter in terms of ukuthi fanele uvote kanjani. You can fanele uvote for noma abstain if it's for religious or whatever reasons. Three-line whip is compulsory. You have to be in Parliament and you have to vote a certain way. If you do not vote that way, you expect to be disciplined. Instead of disciplining her, ngendlela efanele, she feels, and this is the sense that I get, which she was outcast, instead of ukuthi bamqonde, bamdiscipline as per party policy. So she's very aggrieved. But in being aggrieved, lento ayishoyo ayiwona manga. Ngeke ngiqinisekise phela kwamagama abantu awasho. Kodwa okokuthi hayibo kayazi. Cha lokho ngeke ngiqinisekise. Kodwa nje okwemali nokusebenza kwayo kuma elections angaphakathi kuKhongolose into eyaziwayo leyo. And akusave uKhongolose ukuloke benze ngathi abayazi leyo nto ngoba ayisolve iproblem. And le problem izoloku ikhula ngama elections ukuthi onemali eningi uyena unqoba.
Yeah. Ngikuzwe uthi ubone ngathi iANC iyahlangana la eThekwini ngoba polls are recent.
Yeah.
Are you really expecting iANC to do well in eThekwini?
Yes, Lakhona. Unonkosi has been doing very well at eThekwini, quietly so.
Okay.
And it's showing in my polls satisfaction yabantu baseThekwini. MKP has been rampant kuma polls from beginning of this year. La eThekwini. Ibibamise kabi nje. Ne-DA bikhula kancane. All of a sudden, the latest polls aphume about 2 weeks ago, ANC has stabilized. And clawed back a bit from MKP. That's abanye just put that down to instability within MKP. Ukuthi abanye abantu noma befuna ukubaleka ku-ANC kodwa bathi ay ngeke laba. But a lot of researchers are putting it down to stability service delivery at eThekwini. It's not where we want it to be, but you can see glimpses of improvement. And that's going to help a lot. But knowing the ANC, they are going to sabotage that by removing Nonkosi.
Yeah, but njengamanje ama-political parties wonke in the next coming weeks azoqala ukudedela i-election machinery yawo ngoba akayidedeli manje azoqala ayidedele. So now it's going to be the interesting time where we're going to be seeing them all over social media yonke indawo. Njengoba ke si umbuzo mhlambe lo engayi ngawubuza before sikhuluma ke ngama figures angithi abantu base KZN ngabavota kakhulu ngokefika. So we've got a figure eunqamalala, we've got a figure eubabuhlabisa, we've got a figure I would say uRamaphosa in the ANC. Ngiyayizwa yama polls no, but ngibe nokungayikholwa. I don't want to lie to you mhlambe ngisayisidala because I just feel like abantu ikakhulukazi KZN they are attracted by the lo muntu olapha kwi poster yilo muntu ozokhuluma nabo. So will the mangabe sekuqala ke manje sekudedela election machinery, will that not turn around everything that we are looking at masibuka ama polls?
Ayasebenza ama polls.
They didn't see the MK party coming.
Ngisathi ngiyala. one anomaly
Yeah.
was the MKP. Because it was understated kuwo wonke ama-polls.
Yeah.
I-polling lokhu engiyisebenzisayo, i-Social Research Foundation, they're always quite accurate.
Okay.
I'll send you ilokhuza yabo, and you can read the underlying what feeds ama-polls up. Asiqale nge-IFP. Ngiyayizwa eyama-personalities. It's a big factor. People vote based on ama-personalities, but they are not as dominant kuma local government elections. Ama big personalities. People also do look at the regional mayoral candidates. They do look at their ward candidates. Besides looking at the party. Bayibheka ne-history, bayibheka ne-performance in the period preceding elections. This takes me to IFP. IFP has been doing quite a lot of work in a very quiet. They've been using position yabo ku-GNU to work the ground, especially like KZN. Yes, banama issues abo internally, yes. But they have been able to band together to do the groundwork. So IFP is a surprise. EDA always reaches is ceiling very low like KZN. ANC kade sikhuluma ngayo, especially like eThekwini, ukuthi it has stabilized, but in the rest of the province they're losing support. The danger with the ANC though, ukuthi they release election machinery yabo very late usually, and the quick campaigns they peak very late. So isikhathi esiningi ukubona engathi abenzi kahle, and they always manage to do better than you would think, because they time i-campaign yabo ukuthi peak very late kwi-campaign season. Abaningi sebephikile, abaningi seberane out of budget. The only people who abakwazi ukubamatcha kuleyo sequence is i-DA. So ibanzima ukuyi-predict ANC, but generally KZN they've been losing the support. They've only stabilized eThekwini, and I put that down to visible work being done by uMasipala weTheku, led by uBab Club. But IFP ifuna siyigade, ngoba they've been doing a lot of groundwork. MKP, naturally we expect them to do well, sing momentum yabo, but into ezobashaya ngenzeka bashawe instability. But sike sesiyasaba ukuyipredicta kakhulu MKP. Yasigila imanga last. At least I was one of the few people that went out publicly. I think ukuthi they will reach 10% because everyone else was putting them at 5-7%, and ngangithola ukugxekwa kakhulu ukuthi hayi ngeke 10% bewuthatha, and they went to 15%.
Yeah. I want to talk impeachment.
Yeah.
I can
talk
impeachment.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. No, I want us to talk about impeachment committee, President Cyril Ramaphosa. Maybe just as a way of background, ukumbuza nomuntu obukayo ukuthi ATM ne-EFF baya kwi-Concord bayofisa ukuthi kubekhala ngesinqumo sesithathwa yiParliament ukuvotela ukuthi bavote down i-report ye section 89 report section 89 report ayilidwa uJudge Ngcobo. So iConcord ya keep isinqumo esasi in favor of ATM kanye ne-EFF ukuthi indlela iParliament lenza ngayo ayibanga yini, ayengekho right, kwangamele bavele bavotele nje ukuthi ayingabi khona impeachment. Asi direct ukuthi akube khona set up impeachment committee Parliament, which Parliament la kwenza ka select chairperson ezibethe bayaqala bayasebenza. President Ramaphosa filed the interdict or interdicta i-committee ukuthi ingaqhubeki. But not ukuthi ingaqhubeki nomsebenzi kodwa ofakazi
Ingenza ama-public hearings, yeah.
while pending a-review of a decision Section 89 report that they've taken to court as well. So njengamanje basically i-Concord yavumelana nomongameli yamvumelana nomongameli, so njengamanje umsebenzi awukwazi ukuqhubeka in terms of ama-witnesses. I-ATM ne-EFF mhlawumbe namanye ama-political parties in parliament, they tried to apply to the constitutional court, yes, ukuthi bafisa ukuthi ba-applyele ukuthi le interdict yenziwe i-lower court ingaqhubeki, kodwa ke i-Concord ivune umongameli. Okusho ukuthi njengamanje bangawenza umsebenzi yokuyilungiselela njengoba beqhubeka bekwenza, kodwa ngeke bakwazi ukuqala babe nama-witnesses. So with that background, what is happening there? What are your thoughts with everything that is happening around the impeachment of umongameli?
I think asiqale ngokuprovide clarity engibona ukuthi abantu abaningi ikhona into ebadidayo ngale sequence obuyichaza. Abantu abaningi bayitshela ukuthi njoba i-impeachment committee i-interdictiwe, it means ku defywa i-Concord, kanti that is not the case. Imiswe ngoba umongameli what he did is kunale report ebihleli for how many 4 years?
4 years, yeah. Since 2022.
Eyayithi kunezinto kumele aphendule ngazo. Ngoba eseyibone yena ingena legal consequence wangayi-challenge ayahlala kanjalo. Yiyo ke le report i-Constitutional Court eyathi ngoba le report ithi there's evidence of a prima facie case, so president has something to answer to. Parliament kwanjoba ubusho nje kwangafanele ivote against ngoba i-recommendation is very clear. So le report i-foundation ye-impeachment. So ukuze ingabi khona i-impeachment, umongameli needs to attack le report. That's why he ithathe to review, for a review. Which means u-attacker i-foundation ye-decision ye-Constitutional Court, not i-decision ye-Constitutional Court itself. And abantu abaningi iyaba-confused leyo nto ukuthi kwenzeka kanjani ukuthi inkantolo ephezulu ikhipha isinqumo kodwa i-High Court bese ikwazi ukukhipha isinqumo against that, kanti it's two separate things. What I think about the review proceedings themselves, and I've been very vocal and I've written quite a few pieces on this, ukuthi umongameli came into power on a ticket le anti-corruption. And if you come on a ticket le anti-corruption, it doesn't only mean ukuthi uzokwenza izinto ezi-right. It also means ukuthi uzoba transparent, uzoba accountable, you'll hold yourself to a higher standard.
Sure.
Which means akufanele kube ne-doubt ngawe ukuze sikholwe lento othe uyiyona. But indlela umongameli has handled himself whenever enama issues, usebonisile usayena umuntu othanda ukuba accountable, ayena umuntu othanda ukuba transparent. He'll use the technicality after technicality and hide behind those technicalities ukuze angathathwa to task. And it's the same thing ayenza ngalento ephalaphala. Njengomuntu owasithembisa i-clean governance, he should have been the first one to raise his hand and say, ngicela ukuza ngizochaza. But he's avoiding ukuza azochaza by using these technicalities. You can't sit on a report ekubeka uqopho for 4 years and not have a problem about lo uqopho. Ube uthi Mr. Clean.
Because it has no legal consequences.
Yes. And the minute it has consequences, you rush to court to say, no, I want this review. Dangivumelani nayo. Ilulaza isithunzi sami and so on. But you are comfortable for 4 years. Ukuthi kubeka uqopho. That's not a sign of umuntu who holds themselves above scrutiny, who hold themselves to a higher standard that we should expect from someone who came to power on a ticket, the anti-corruption. So that has been quite disappointing, which is not to say he does not have the right. Of course, he has the right to legal recourse like any other citizen, but it's very disappointing politically for umuntu who positioned themselves as an anti-corruption buster to run away so much from scrutiny, from answering basic questions when he should have been the first one to raise his hand and saying, "Ngicela ukuzochaza."
Will he ever will he ever account by the look of things? Because there's a sense as well ukuthi umongameli ama courts or legal system or justice system overall, especially ama judge amkhonzile inqumo zijwayele ukuvuna yena mangabe nje umongameli eyenkantolo kulindeleke ukuthi uzohamba phambili thukeka bathu nami ngathi online iConcourt ithola ukuthi hayi EFF ne ITM ibona ba right. So mawubuka indlela kwenzeka ngayo, will umongameli ever account?
Hey, kule inkantolo, I'd like to believe ukuthi it's just a perception that has been created, which I think the judiciary, must work very hard to disprove, because perceptions can become reality.
That's why I'm statements namanje. They are serious. I'm statement of protection over the canton. So
no, look, it's those things that creates the perception. But is there tangible evidence? Ukuthi inkantolo ziyamvuna? I would argue there isn't. But the perception is there.
Sure.
And I must say it needs to be dealt with, because perception ayiqhamuke emoyeni. Ivezwa izinto ezithile ezi-entrencha i-belief ethile kubantu. As to whether he will ever account, he'll try and avoid accountability for as long as possible. He's going to try to avoid accounting for this until he leaves office. It's an albatross around his neck. I said it when it first happened, that this is his scandal. It's not going to go away. And it's got serious legal implications for him. Not just one legal implication, but a lot of them. Undeclared foreign currency, there's SARS issues, there's a lot of issues riding and illegality riding on the Phala scandal. So he'll delay. I don't think he would ever want to come in front of the impeachment committee for public hearings. He will use every legal avenue to avoid that, or to at least delay it. I'm even of the view that he would rather resign than appear at a public hearing, because he has a lot to answer for.
Yeah,
he has a lot to answer for. For instance, I would like to hear him make us understand why he had so much money in his house months after the alleged sale, when the law stipulates that a foreign currency needs to be declared within a certain period. I would like to hear him answer if he did verify where the money came from, because businesses are supposed to make sure that whatever money they accept is not money from what's the term? Illicit.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. What steps he took for that. I would like him to make us understand that as a sitting president, he's a member of a closed corporation, and technically, a closed corporation is not like a company where you can be a director but not be involved in the management of the company. A closed corporation, a member with interest, is bound by law to form part of the management of the business. So I would like to hear him explain that to us, because the law precludes him from participating in extra. I nearly said extramural. To participate in business activities or earn an income from anywhere else other than government. He has a lot to answer for. That's why I believe that he would rather resign than come before that committee to answer those uncomfortable questions.
The nice thing is he won't be a president forever. So he will have to account at some stage.
Yeah, exactly.
He might not account as a president, but at some stage, he will have to account.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why ngiyibiza ngokuthi iyona nkandla yakhe le. Njoba sabona nje nonxamalala ukuthi yamenzani inkandla iphalaphala nayo izomenza same thing. Yonke lento ayenzayo manje is just delaying the inevitable.
Sure.
All right. Mhlambe before you go, political parties are revealing their mayoral candidates. Amanye awakakwenzi as we do know. EDA ijwayele ukwenza early. I think it's because especially kuma municipalities lapha basuke bengaliti khona. I know la eThekwini kuno, is it Hanif?
Yes.
Hanif Hussein.
Yeah.
Yes. And I know ukuthi eJoburg kuno Helen Zille. You know, and I know ukuthi just a couple of days ago or a week or so, Action SA revealed in eThekwini uZwakele Mncwango, and I know ukuthi in Joburg Action SA, the main man himself Mashaba is vying for the mayoral position. In Tshwane it's Dr. Nasipi Moya. You know, those are the few that I'm just mentioning. I know the ANC has not told us yet. Ukuthi la eThekwini kuzoba ubani. The MK has not told us. I'm just picking the bigger cities. You know,
Cape Town.
Federal leader.
Yes. Hill Lewis.
He is the incumbent. Am I correct? He's the incumbent.
And for Action SA, which I think is an interesting choice.
Darrellin
James.
Yes. Ngimaze ngeibuko zakhe lapha kwi.
She's built her profile.
We ad hoc committee. Yes. Ngimaze lapho. So just your, high level comment on some of the candidates. SSC Zwile ungawa add namanye apart from those that I've mentioned, but your high level comment on those. I know political parties asazolibele memezela amanye sazokhuluma ngawo, but it's just your yes.
I wanted to add EFF. They would recently also
yes.
candidates in Durban. It's Hlengiwe.
Oh yes, Hlengiwe Mkhaliphi. Yes, you are correct. Yes,
former DSG.
Yes, in Joburg, Dr. I'm forgetting her name, but Dr. Okay, I forgot her name.
I've got the names here.
But ngithuke kakhulu. I think ngifunde kwi Facebook kaSihle Mavuso into esho Hlengiwe Mkhaliphi ku Khosi FM. I'm just gonna go and check.
But I didn't listen.
But just your high level comment.
I think the most interesting one for me will be Joburg. Okay. Between Helen Zille and Herman Mashaba. That's going to be a fun one to watch. But also because Joburg is strongholds Action SA. And on the other hand, DDA has been doing very well with the ANC coming a distant third. But ANC could be in the mix. I don't see them winning majority seats, but they could definitely be in the mix if they follow Sango Loyiso Masu, deputy mayor njengamanje. EFF, I think they'll probably do better in Tshwane than Joburg. They've always performed a bit better at Tshwane, but Nasipi Moya has really built up a profile with e-service delivery, turning around that metro. So one expects Action SA to do well there as well. The one stronghold, say ANC esele eGauteng is Ekurhuleni. Even though nakhona sebe governisha with the coalition, but they're still the strongest. One would be watching uXolani Khumalo, Action SA follow sangai lapha ukuthi khona umehluko azowenza. Action SA ibikhula eKurhuleni. One expected to do even better at the expense ANC, because EFF not really strong, but it has been growing Ekurhuleni. But one expects Action SA to really emerge kuloko with Khumalo as a candidate. Cape Town, Action SA angiyiboni yenza any dance kwi-DA. The only people abangenza dance kwi-DA Cape Town is i-Patriotic Alliance. Uma ubuka ama by-elections abenzeka, not just the Cape Town but the Western Cape yonke. PA has been giving it a run for their money. Even la bebehlulwa khona kodwa beperforma kahle okwenza ubone ukuthi kwi second ballot ye proportionality PA will collect a lot of votes and will have proportional councillors amaningi e Cape Town because of that, even if they don't win ward. eThekwini MKP, we expect MKP to take the majority, not the majority of the council, but the most seats.
Yeah.
So are you like predicting a coalition in eThekwini?
eThekwini, definitely a coalition. Definitely.
So you mean there'll be no outright
There'll be
winner?
no outright winner.
Khona la kuzoba khona ne-outright winner ngoba.
Okay, masiwabuka wonke ama-metro.
So mhlambe nje lo mbuzo Ntobeko, are we likely to see more coalitions?
More coalitions, yes,
all right.
Definitely. Because MKP, especially like KZN, remember, in Chonchama vote, IFP, na ANC. So we're going to have a lot more deadlocked municipalities because of that. But izoshawa ubumbano lwe-GNU endaweni eziningi.
Okay. So ama decision azothathwa phezulu.
Yes, ukuthi between DA, IFP and ANC in a lot of these municipalities, even though bezobe individually ama minority, but together bazokwazi ukufoma a majority.
Let me put you on the spot. Who do you think is likely to be MKP's mayoral candidate waseThekwini? Ubabona bengafa uma ubabuka nje nawe uthi uyabuka ubona ngazi bazofaka
So
bani.
that uyayazi answer already.
Angiyazi.
Come on, unegama engqondweni olicabangayo as you ask the question.
Yes.
Ngabe yagange MKP ngabe wasebenzisa isikhahle ama resources ayo if ingafaka uZandile Gumede.
Uma ingafaki yena.
Yes.
Were you not thinking of that thing?
But
No, it's because
kungenzeka kube uJobe.
Usithole, the former deputy city manager.
City manager.
All right.
Ngiloke nginaleyo nto yokuthi ngenzeka kuba uyena. But bayobe begangile ngoba uZandile Gumede will be a lot more impactful la eThekwini. It's a playground iTheku. She commands a lot of personal political power, even amongst inqwaba yabantu who are still ama-councillor ANC sitting kumasipala weTheku, that she still has a lot of political power over. She made a lot of them, and angakwazi ukuyidida ngempela iTheku MKP mangase ifollow sengayila. So if befuna ukwenza umehluko ngempela, they'll do that.
Okay, ukuthi I saw something with social media, and it made me think. Esiveza igama lika PG Mavundla. You know, I'm not sure whether you have seen something like that.
Yes.
You know?
He released a statement yokuthi is in negotiations with another party. Ukuthi party yakhe abantu APC.
Yeah.
Ukuthi izo contester under ibanner yaleyo political party. We know he's very close with uNxamalala. So there is a possibility.
Yeah.
But angicabanga ukuthi bangamsebenzisa la eThekwini.
Yeah. So it's Philip Sithole that you were referring to.
Yes,
I was thinking of his name, the former deputy city manager. Okay. Nansi ke le post le ngoba bengifuna ukukhumbula ukuthi ngangibona plento. So it was on Sihle Mavuso's Facebook. Uthi ke the EFF's mayoral candidate in eThekwini municipality Hlengiwe Mkhaliphi has admitted that convincing KwaZulu-Natal's voters is a tough task as they are not easily swayed. However, she says some people she has met during her campaign have promised that they will vote for the EFF since they personally know her. Mkhaliphi was speaking to Ukhozi FM about the upcoming local government elections. So now Bemkota Daishilo we interview on Ukhozi FM.
I think it's a misdiagnosis of the biggest proportions to say I'm a voters as a KZN are not easily persuaded. KZN voters are the only voters in South Africa that have voted a political party into power, voted them out, and voted decisively so. Voted a new one in, and now Barula coalition, which means we've had 3 different configurations of government.
Wow.
A KZN. No one else has done that in the country.
I love what you're saying, which is true if you know the history.
Yes.
1994, it was the IFP. After that, I think 2004, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
ANC. It was the ANC. And now it's GPU.
So our voters as a KZN are very decisive. Abayihlaleli into abangayiboni kahle, and they are very quick ukushintsha futhi bashintsha. If you remember a flip from the IFP to the ANC in 2004, it was very decisive. If you remember last year, ANC from 40% down to 18% now. That's very decisive. Ama voters as a KZN, if you have something to sway them with, they will be swayed.
Akekho wena sekwak approach. You are a smart guy, so maybe you are calling them offer to like.
No offers. Also, they wouldn't be welcome. I'm not politically inclined at all.
Yes, Ndoli okade ngisho khona uzophikisa athi hayi abavoters ase KZN njoba ehleli nje kwi-IFP ngoba kayehleli kumntwana njengoba amuva ngobuningi bawo ngo2009. Yes, kwaqala ushintsho ngo2004, but ngobuningi bawo baya kwi-ANC ngoba basebelandela uNcamalala. Kade ngibuka nje ivideo ka Dr. Is it a doctor? The analyst who's very critical of Ncamalala and the ANC as well. His dark. What is his name?
Yes,
no. I was watching his clip. Sorry, yes. I forgot. But he was saying the only person who has influence ubantu base KZN njengamanje usaphila uNcamalala. Ngoba kasekho umongameli ngoba asekho umongameli we-IFP uBangosuthu Buthelezi and asekho isilo esidala isilo uZolthinga kaBhekuzulu. Prince Marshall, yes. Thank you.
He sounds like a broken record.
He's been saying that. Yes.
Yeah, he's been saying that. And he conveniently leaves out 2004, the swing from the IFP to the ANC was very decisive.
And
yes, and wayomongameli. 2009 was a consolidation. That wasn't the flip. So you can't use that. The flip was in 2004, and it was very decisive. And it wasn't a Zulu president or a petty ANC ngaleso sikhathi. Ethnic politics is a reality in South Africa. It's not unique to KZN as it's made out to be. Identity politics, not just ethnic, identity politics nje. Almost wonke ama political parties play kuleso space, but they are not aggressively labeled the way KZN gets labeled. EDA plays with racial identity politics. Majority of white people and majority of of Indian people vote DA. That's racial politics. Patriotic Alliance plays in the colored vote space. Freedom Front Plus, racial space. So identity politics is a South African thing. It's not a KZN thing. UDM plays almost exclusively Eastern Cape, but they are not aggressively labeled the way your MKP, your IFP would be when it comes to Zulu nationalism. one should ask, why is it so? Why are some political parties aggressively labeled and it's peppered over other political parties when the phenomenon is a national phenomenon, it's not a KZN phenomenon?
Yazi ngike ngithi mangabe ngidriver kumgwaqo kunomgwaqo odume uKingsway eManzimtoti. It's the only road engithi mangabe ngihamba kona sonegama elisha liyaphuma emqondo Enrozondo. Yeah, so Enrozondo manje. Uwona kuphela umgwaqo engithi mangihamba kuona ngibone amabhodi eFreedom Front Plus. Futhi abhalwe ngeAfrikaans. Yeah.
Because they're speaking to a particular constituency, but no one accuses them of identity politics. Why not?
Yeah.
Because that's the space they play in.
Yeah, I think it's a discussion that we should have, and Dogozo knows that I'm quite passionate about this one. There is, to me, there is an effort efakwayo painter amaZulu as inkinga la South Africa. But a discussion for another day. I'm going to get a gun. Ngoba mhlambe mhlambe khona ingcenye sidlalayo as amaZulu ukuthi kuze kufike lapho, so we need to unpack it, we need to do justice again. Nale kumele abaseyenze justice, but I will ask it as the last question now nje ngoma ngashela nje ngamafuphi. Your thoughts on Madlanga Commission?
I think my biggest thoughts with the Madlanga Commission ukuthi there isn't enough time and to do justice to umsebenzi abawuqalile. But whatever little abazophuma nawo kwi-report yabo ekugcineni should be a start that uhulumeni must use to overhaul the criminal justice system because it's carrying a lot of izinto eyibhedayo. The commission isitshengisile ukuthi ukubola the rot is very deep, not just emaphoyiseni but criminal justice system yonke. And one must commend umsebenzi owenziwa i-commission, the commissioners, the evidence leaders. I think it's a bit unfair on amanye ama-commissions because i-Madlanga Commission in the advantage yokuthi into yabi involve amaphoyisa, so they are able to access the information and be able to uncover a whole lot more than amanye commission have been able to in the past. But it's a turning point for the country. It's about what we do ngaleyo report misiphumile, and we need to be vigilant as a public ukuthi leyo report isetshenziswe ingagatherisi i-dust office namongameli.
Sure. You know, I've never said this verbally. Into ehlala ngiyicabange nje. Ukuvumelana nawe ukuthi isikhathi sinikezwe iMadlanga asanele. I was thinking the way iMadlanga ekhombisa accountability ngakhona, people having to account, Andrea Johnson having to account for decisions she took. And I was like, maybe izwe lethu lingashintsha. Uma ngase into efana neMadlanga, not iMadlanga, but kube Parliament was supposed to be that, but the politics dilute. Because politicians are supposed to go, if you were there wrong as a public servant, you're supposed to go and account there. Go to a political dilute. If we can have something as independent as Madlanga, ukuthi mawusutholakele wonakele noma kusola ukuthi wona ukhohlakele ngale yandlela ohambe lapho ubuke yizwe uphendule imibuzo permanently idlala ku TV ukukhohlakala kubeka obala nje wasikubona nje kubeka obala. I think abantu bangacabanga kabili before benze izinto ngoba lezi zinto abezenza njengamanje they didn't know ukuthi there'll be iMadlanga. So now when they have to come and account, it's difficult. Now, my emails are calling evidence, SMSs are there, voice notes are there. If was kune possibility
yokuthi yonakele
yokuthi ngizohamba ngekuleya TV ngikhulume kubukizwe lonke, maybe our country would get better. I was just thinking,
I don't think so, guys. Listen. When listen, ucabanga ukuthi umuntu uzosatshiswa ukuthi uzoyokhuluma kwi-TV when before Madlanga Commission, when these people do these things, no, they know ukuthi there is a possibility of arrest. You understand? They know. Phela corruption it leads to mawubanjiwe to arrest. So umuntu owenza lento usuke azi ukuthi kahle hle mayingajumpa la kutheke iparish lengane ngizoboshwa. How much more ke yini engaphezulu kwaloko ke osungabekelwa yona ikusabisi mangabe ungakusabi lokho.
Fair point.
No, you have a point, but
Yeah.
but I would argue ukuthi South Africa into yenza ukuthi ubugebengu especially corruption ibe high kangaka is exactly ukungasabi accountability because ayikho accountability.
Yeah.
Chances of ukuboshwa if you are a senior public servant or you are a politician are next to nil.
Which speaks, yes, it speaks exactly to that.
Next to nil.
Yeah.
And that's why
I agree with Uguti. There should be accountability. Because now, city ikona accountability but ayiko. We understand. People are not accountable. People are not accounting anyway. But they know. They know the repercussions of their actions.
Theoretically.
Yes, because there will be no repercussions.
Yeah, there will be no repercussions. Yeah. But they know what are the consequences. But there will be no consequences. I send the example. Let us just localize it. It has become almost something that is a norm. Uguti umuntu athole driver's license ngimela phathi drink. Right? I'm hoping it's the two gentlemen na pasa nje first. But angeke nginibuze asikho kwimadlanga so ngeke nginibuze ngoba asikho
citizens of this society.
So ngeke nginibuze ukuthi khona yena nafika nikuphela
kodwa kucela ukuphendula noma ungasakubuza.
Yabo
Ngoba ungaphenduli uphendula.
But the driver's license ngayithola very early 2000 driving school ka Max. Max Emlazi, yes. And I ngangena
no bayangena nabo
ngangaphethe
bayangena yabo yabo
Wishe lapha ngasitaphi.
ngathi uyazi wena okay Majid ukuze ningeke nize kufani ingaze nani nithele seniyophendula angingabuzi nina direct but ke it's known ukuthi all right now uzozwa umuntu ethi hey ungisiza ngicwasa ngemali engaka sengiqedile wonke ama lessons manje kumele kuthiwa kumele ngifike nemali ye drink now the people in the testing center who take this money bayazi ukuthi uma ngibanjwa ngenza lento ngizoxoshwa futhi there is even a possibility yokuboshwa but they continue anyways and take the money. We have amaphoyisa knowingly ukuthi ngokuthatha idrink kumuntu kwi-roadblock ukuthatha lo 100 rand kungakuxoshisa futhi ungaboshwa nje ukuboshwa but they still ask you for the money.
They do that precisely because in South Africa there is no accountability.
Yeah.
That's why criminality is done with such impunity because abantu ababoshwa. That is the difference. When are we talking about what is supposed to happen versus what actually happens, people do not account. Abantu ababopani because corruption and criminality is so institutionalized that almost everyone is doing it. Ongakwenzi uyi-anomality.
Hey, any topic let's sithinta niyabona kodwa
In other words, ayivula imadlanga commission idlala TV every day bahambe bayo account.
Cha nami ngayisupport. Siyayidinga. I know ukuthi sesinawo lama agencies amaningi are independent or SIU njalo njalo. But imadlanga commission isitshengisile ukuthi with judicial powers and the right judge presiding izinto ziyakwazi ukwenzeka.
100%. I agree. I think it will change, especially politicians, especially abantu abaphezulu ntokozo wazi ukuthi mangenze nje one day kungenzeka ba retrieve noma ngadelete bizoye China ba retrieve.
But such a body would have to have prosecutorial powers because akusiza ukuthi iqhamuke ne report kuphela bese no one acts upon the report.
Yo, it's called Podcast Radio and Stuff. But no,
Ngoma ufilo sikhulumisa kakhulu. Mina bengibuza kuphela.
Let's get out of here. I don't know. Any thoughts? Any last thoughts on your side?
No. Just let's call it a day. Thank you so much for having me. Always a pleasure, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. Catch him on Ukhozi FM 3 to 6 weekdays. Also catch him on SAFM both days.
Yes.
Saturday and Sunday. So you work every day basically. Saturday and Sunday.
Manje ningi kaDube. Hayi akekho oyivuma.
Okay, let's go today. Thank you so much for watching. It's been Podcast Radio and Stuff. Bye bye.